identities, and which you guys will need to know for the test. So let's talk about those real quick. We know that we have even and odd functions, and we know that, do it over here, so sine of theta is equal to, let me back up. So even and odd, we know that sine of negative theta is equal to negative sine of theta. So that's so sine is odd, right? And just to continue with the theme, we have tangent. Tangent of negative theta is equal to negative tangent theta. So that's also odd. Cosine is even. So cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine of theta. And so think about one way to remember this is on a quadratic, the parent function x squared. So if we put in a 2, we would get out a 4. And if we put in a negative 2, so f of 2 is 4, f of negative 2 is also 4. We put in a negative 2, we would get out a 4. So it's an even function. Remember, it has that symmetry around the y-axis. So we've already done sine of negative 135, basically. If we go back to problem number 2, we remember, and first let's just use our identity. Sine of negative 135 is negative sine of 135. And we already did sine of 135 degrees. And sine of 135 degrees, don't forget your negative, is the square root of 2 over 2. Done. We can do the same thing for number 24. This becomes sine, but let's actually bring the negative out. This is negative sine of pi over 12. And that was problem number 6. And we know that this is going to be, I'll put it in parentheses just to make life a little easier, negative times, so this whole quantity in parentheses, it's the square root of 6 minus the square root of 2 all over 4. And we're done. You could distribute the negative through the top if you wanted to, but there's no need to. And that's it. So we're done. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.